Extreme climate phenomena are taking place in every corner of the globe, and scientists are saying that what accounts for all these strange phenomena is climate change and man-made pollution. But it's actually much more complicated, and none of us has sufficient data to substantiate the real reason, and so the authorities easily kept us in the dark for the sake of crowd control and group interest. Hi everyone, this is JT at X Science, and today we are talking about climate change. But no, I don't mean the greenhouse gases and coal exhaust. I don't deny that we are causing part of the problem of global warming, but these sudden and extreme changes are caused by something much bigger and more disastrous. I guess many of you in the audience already know what we are talking about. Yeah, Planet X is coming. Although that this is the first time you have heard about Planet X, it's a planet or even a system of planets and a dwarf star that used to lurk somewhere beyond the known planets, and it's on a trajectory towards Earth. Many scientists, even the famous Carlos Mano-Parada, have confirmed its existence. Meanwhile, NASA, the United States government, and the likes have been doing their best to cover up its arrival and hide the extreme planet change from the public. They have used many ways, from lowering the earthquake scale to underreport the number of big earthquakes, to spraying mist into the atmosphere to hide the system of Nibiru from us. Of course, they have been confronted many times by the public, and every time they denied it and called it an internet hoax. Here's one video of the case.
I realize you're focusing on near-Earth asteroids today, but there's been so much talk about the potential for finding a Planet X or some sort of large body through the WISE survey. Can you comment on any status on that sort of search, or maybe even reassure people that Planet X isn't coming to get them next year?
Yes, this is Amy Meinzer. I'm happy to answer this one. Planet X is not coming to get us. But we are looking to see if there are any other bodies in the outer part of the solar system with the WISE data. This is a very natural project for WISE. And so we're still working on it right now. We've obviously just returned a huge amount of data from the telescope that's going to take us a long time to sort through. But the initial results are very promising. You may have seen earlier results where we've discovered a new class of very cool type of stars with WISE. But the search is still on, and we don't think that there's anything that's hazardous in the outer solar system. We think that this is just a sort of if there is something out there, it would be a large body in a roughly circular orbit.
As you can see, they would never admit that a whole system of planets is coming, destroying all that we have ever known about geology and magnetic fields on Earth, and send the whole planet into a series of mass extinction and planetary scale civilization destruction. I mean, how are you going to keep your political agenda and control your crown when they know that the world is ending and you only have planned for you and elites like you? Now back to the extreme event. Everyone probably still recalls the Hurricane Matthews in October 2016. The superstorm sustained a wind speed of 145 miles per hour and wreaked havoc upon the Caribbean. The thing is, as Nibiru approaches and its gravity increases the Earth wobble, things like Hurricane Matthew will be the new normal. A recent extreme disaster that probably everyone knows is a superflood in Japan. But that's not all. A mega heat wave is currently hitting Europe, and places like Belgium has reached 40 degrees Celsius, and that is unprecedented. The internal core of the Earth is also disrupted by the approaching Planet X system, and therefore earthquakes and volcanic activities have been on the rise. We all know Mount Kilauea has been active for 3 months now, and there is still no sign of its calming down. And even worse, there have been cracks in the area around the Yellowstone volcano. Yellowstone is one of the biggest volcanoes on Earth, and its eruption would spell doom for many people and species. In case you don't know, a major volcanic eruption would spill more pollutant into the atmosphere than humans have ever done. Around 250 million years ago, a big volcanic eruption caused a mass extinction. This is death on a global scale we are talking about. And that is not the worst, because when Nibiru comes really close, we will be showered with its meteors, and our Earth's magnetic pole will completely flip. I don't know how much that will affect us, but I know that the effect will definitely be not small. If all these anomalies are still not enough to convince you of an inevitable end of the world, these following footage will. And I'm about to show you guys some of the clips taken in Brazil and published by our fellow channel Skywatch Media. They show the two suns phenomenon, and for your information, the second smaller sun that we see in the skies is the arriving system of planet X. Now the first clip I will show you was captured in Brazil in April 2016. Then there will be a still images that is taken in September 2016. So here you have it. What you can see from both footages is a second sun in the sky, and as I have said before, the smaller one is a planet or the dwarf star at the center of the system of Nibiru. You can see it radiating a bright red color. That's because its composition is a lot of iron oxide. Did you notice the difference? Well, the images in September clearly shows a second sun much bigger than the one in the videos in April. Here's an image for you to look at again. What does that mean? Well, if the same thing is bigger, then is it definitely closer? In other words, planet X is approaching, and it is approaching fast, and we are on the fringe of extinction, I tell you. This is no joke. Here we have another video captured in Italy. Look closely at the top left corner and you can clearly see two suns in the skies, and this footage was also in September of 2016. Here we have it in reverse colors, and in my opinion, this is the best reverse color videos ever that reveals the existence of the system of Nibiru or Planet X or Wormwood or Nemesis or whatever you would like to call it. Are you convinced now? And these are not the only two footages we have. Do a bit of research and you'll find out that people around the world can see Nibiru, from both North and South America to Europe and even to Australia. This fact completely aligns with what Carlos Mundo Ferrada tells us. Hercolubus, as is called Planet X, will be visible to the naked eyes. Mr. Ferrada is a very respected astrophysicist and astronomer who have calculated precisely many natural events terrestrially and extraterrestrially, including the change in the trajectories of Halley comets. I know there is probably a lot going on in your minds right now, especially if you are a newbie or deniers of a subject. But let me tell you, you can't find the official sources because they won't let you. You have to use your logics and what legitimate scientists have said to connect the dots and see the big pictures that governments have been hiding from you, from me, and from all of us. You can also watch our other videos on the subject to see the sources and logics in all the information that we are giving you.
I think it's quite safe to say that most of you watching this channel like things like UFOs and extraterrestrial intelligent life forms. As a matter of fact, I think a lot of you believe in their existence. I myself do too. I mean, how can we keep denying this? Just common sense. How can the Earth be the only planet with life in all the billions and billions of planets in the universe? And all the signs on the fields, UFO sightings, testimonials of abduction, and even brain implants that have been confirmed by medical personnel. How can anyone deny all this evidence? Oh, sorry for getting carried away. Ross here from X Science. And today I'm bringing to you what I think is, again, undeniable evidence that intelligent life exists beyond the Earth. So, basically, I'm going to show you this video here, which was taken from a space shuttle of the International Space Station, in which multiple unidentified flying objects can be seen. And the thing is, I am sure this is not space debris or asteroids, because they seem to maneuver. They speed up, slow down, and even change directions. Okay, brief introduction. The video you are about to see is part of a bigger video in a series of videos from the International Space Station, or ISS for short, where the astronauts who are currently living and working there show you around the station and how things inside function. The woman you are seeing here is Samantha Cristoforetti, who is an astronaut from the Italian European Space Agency. She was showing the audience how the screen on the ISS works, and the thing is, if you watch closely, the moment she opened the window hatch, several UFOs can be seen flying by. Before we continue and show you the footage, switch your video to high definition and remember to watch it in full screen, as big a screen as possible. Ready? Okay, now let me show you the footage. We cut out the part of the footage where you can see two of these objects popping up from the bottom right of the window hatch. Watch very closely. Did you see it? It was quite fast, wasn't it? Okay, now watch again. If you still haven't seen them too yourself, let me go through each one of them in slow motion. Okay, here's the first one. As you can see, it seems to be flying towards us from deep space and then go behind the solar panel. And what is interesting is the ship's trajectory. As far as I know, there is nothing in space. So, it's unlikely that a mindless object can change its direction, unless it has an impact with something else. but the ship seems too smooth to have been caused by a collision. Also, to the best of my knowledge, such a curved and smooth trajectory can actually happen in the orbits of satellites and planets, but the Earth, from the way it curves, we can tell that this trajectory is too small to be in orbit around any cosmic objects. So, basically, the point I'm trying to get across here is that the movement is very likely to be intentional maneuvering. However, this first UFO could still be, well, natural or mindless. It's not too spectacular, but wait until you've seen the second one. You guys can tell me what you see in the comment section below, but now I'm going to tell you what I see. I see an object approaching, then actually slowing down, before making a sharp turn and speeding up again before going out of sight. Don't tell me that this is an asteroid. What kind of asteroid can, in the vacuum of space, where even sound cannot be transmitted, can change its speed and direction so sharply and smoothly? I'll show you the footage again. See it flying up? Okay, look now. It is slowing down and kind of stop for a blink of an eye there. Now, look as it makes a very sharp left turn, and now it speeds up again and flies off. With the second object here, I think it's pretty safe to say that the real question here is not whether those UFOs are being maneuvered or not, but who is piloting them. If it's not a race of alien, then let me tell you, it must be one of those secret projects by the big nations. And who knows what they're doing up there, and what kind of advanced technology that they are hiding from the public. And if we, the audience on the ground, can see that many UFOs passing by in such a short time, I think there is no convincing reason that at least one of these astronauts has at least once seen a UFO. But none of them have ever talked anything about it. And we all know, of course, that they need to cover up things. Actually, speaking of astronauts, I remember a guy who used to be an astronaut for NASA named Tom Jones. So, he had been to multiple space missions and came back, and after a while he suddenly came out of nowhere and did an interview in which he publicly and blatantly expressed his hate for the field of UFOlogy and those who are putting effort into actually observing and studying it. Let me repeat my point. I am not convinced that no astronauts have ever observed at least once a UFO flying by, given all the hints and details we can spot even here on Earth. And also the fact that Mr. Jones suddenly came into the public after a hiatus and bringing all the hatred on UFOlogy and downplayed the phenomenon seems to me very suspicious. If you were such a big anti-fan of the whole field, why not speak about it all when you were still in the job? Why would you suddenly jump out of nowhere after a while and hate on it? That's something I would definitely not do, because my words would weigh so much more when I'm still talking about the business I'm in. Even after he had already become an ex-astronaut, he boldly said, "Astronauts have never seen any evidence of alien life." Basically, he is talking on behalf of all the astronauts, including those who came after him, and probably could have observed things he hadn't. He then continued to say, "Reports of unidentified flying objects in images returned from shuttles or space stations to have turned out to be ice crystals, drifting orbital debris, lightning flashes, or meteors streaking through the dark atmosphere below. So far, our search for extraterrestrial life and other civilizations in space has turned up no proof of alien civilizations. He even once said that evidence of UFOs and aliens are only second-hand, or the things that the observers simply do not know. I personally feel that there is something fishy about Tom Jones and all his interviews because, like I said before, why would you think that only a while after you are no longer in the field and have lost your expertise? In other words, I feel like he may either have been forced to do it or paid to do it, in order to cover up the existence of extraterrestrial civilizations that the authorities, such as NASA or the government, know about. But it's fine. It's fine for them to deny it and to cover everything up and crowd control and whatever, because the evidence are numerous, and we can see them ourselves if we are lucky and patient enough. And I know for sure that more and more evidence will show up proving that there are intelligent activities going on outside of the Earth and actually at places very close to us. This video is a huge step forward, bringing us closer to confirming our belief that such phenomena actually exists, and whatever they are hiding, they cannot hide it from us forever. So yeah, that's basically it for today. I was really hyped when I saw this footage, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it as well. Show it to your friends, your family, even the most skeptical of them. I'm sure no one can deny such an obvious piece of evidence.
On the 27th of March 2016, our fellow secure team uploaded a very interesting video in which a massive rogue object was present in the vicinity to the Sun. What's up my friends, it's JT here of X-Science, and today I have some very captivating footage of unusual sky phenomena from all over the world. The first one we have is the video published by Secure Team. In the video, an object was captured by a NASA spacecraft. This object was previously undetected by satellite, but in this video, it was clearly present as a giant cosmic body. The celestial object looks somewhat like a brown dwarf planet. It is surrounded by a trail of dust and cosmic debris, and what seems to be numerous asteroids orbiting it. Now this would make perfect sense if this was Planet X or Nibiru, because if you remember, I once talked to you guys about the insights from a Hubble insider who said he observed a system of planets heading toward Earth right before the Hubble mission was cut off. Anyway, the system was moving in an elliptical orbit, and it will become more and more visible. At the point, we will be able to observe it with our naked eyes as it approaches the Earth. Without any further delay, ladies and gentlemen, this was the footage. Well, in fact, I cut out the part of the videos from the security. Okay, so here's a recap. Something very interesting, very unique, was captured by the Corona 2A instrument, a dark and large object, or system of objects. This circular thing was caught right in the vicinity to the Sun. You can also see the Sun bursting out plasma. These bursts of plasma are called CME, and there's nothing really special about it. But what is special, I repeat, is the system of objects seen near it. Now this is nowhere near the first time we captured something big in the vicinity of the Sun that seems to be heading our way. But if you are a follower of the series, You already know that in 1983, NASA discovered this Planet X with its infrared satellite, but then rejected it after 1 week when President Reagan made it a part of the national security mandate. Then earlier in 2016, NASA once again announced the mathematical evidence of Planet X, about 10 times as big as the Earth, looking beyond Pluto. Anyway, this is just another of those footage to reassure you that Nibiru is out there, and it represents an imminent threat. I don't know when, but it is definitely real, and I'm just afraid we won't know it before it's here and everything is too late. Now here's some more interesting footage. These are all amateurs, and a bit coincidental captures of images and video that are flooding all over the social media channels. They also something lurking near or behind our sun. According to me and our team, here these are very unlikely to be internet hoaxes or trolls or lens anomalies or Photoshop. What you can see here is a blue star Kachina. It is widely known as the precursor of what to come or Judgment Day, and as we know it this day, it's brought about by Planet X and it's increased the Earth's wobble by its gravitational forces, which in turn will lead to extreme climate and seismic activities, annihilating life on Earth. This was accidentally captured during a sunset in Ruidoso. At first, the people who got the star thought it was a lens flare or something on the lens, so they cleaned the lens, but they still got the object moving across the sky. Next one here is in Venice, Italy, where two suns were seen in the sky in the 29th of January 2016 at 14:30. Mind you, this is not the first time two suns were captured. They have appeared around the world and been on an increase in the recent years. People in Canada have seen this. People in the United States have seen this. People in New Zealand, which is literally on the other side of the earth, have also seen this. Here's another one captured in the south of Mexico on the 19th of March 2016, which is only 2 months after the previous footage. The video is in time-lapse. The bright red second sun we see in the skies is very likely to be the system of Nibiru or Planet X, or whatever you want to call it. Recall the insight from the Hubble Insider? The system's center is an object, suns or planet, as massive as 3 to 5 Jupiter, and it is composed of cesium iron, oxidized iron, oxygen, and ozone. These iron-based components make perfect sense because iron is what gives these things that red color. Now here's something professionally captured. Sadly, we don't have this original file, just the videos of the video. Anyway, this was taken from the Moonglow observatories in Warrensburg on the 1st of April 2016, in which you can clearly see the system of Planet X, glowing brighter and redder than the rest of the top of the screen. The visibility is astounding, and we can't deny that it is getting closer and closer. On the same day, US citizens could see two suns in the sky. This is definitely not a landslide, because you can see the second sun was later gradually blocked by a cloud passing by. Three days later, in Adelaide, Australia, someone named Nathan Smith captured these pictures of something coming. Again, a red, circular object in the sky, and this time, we could even see what seems to be its fields of frigates and stuff. That's all the footage I have for today, guys. I must say that all of these are strikingly amazing to me, and they are concrete proof we cannot be denied that a system of celestial bodies is approaching our planet, and the Nibiru-Apocalypse is inevitably on its way. No matter how hard NASA and the big governments try to hide things from us for the sake of crowd control, they can't do that much longer because it's here. Planet X is here. All the ancient writings and tales and even scientific researches before all this censorship and cover-up came to the exact same conclusion. Nibiru will come, and it will cause natural disaster on an unimaginable scale, and there's just not much we can do about it. So guys, as soon as possible, grab all the information and survival skill you have and find a shelter somehow. We'll keep you updated with everything that we have, so hit the subscribe buttons and stay tuned. Before we meet next time, stay safe and keep looking to the sky. This is JT at X Science, signing out.